Once again, we'll start with a comment from Chris, and then we will open it up for questions for the student athletes and then questions for Chris.
Tough game. You got to give credit to Vanderbilt. I thought Kumar Rocker was really good to start, and Tyler Brown was really good to finish. And, we didn't manage the fifth. The fifth is what gets us a little bit. But you got to credit their players and Steven Scott. He hit a couple balls that changed the game.
Okay, we'll start with Kendall.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Jake, you've seen a lot of talented young pitchers throughout your career. What's kind of your assessment of Kumar Rocker for Vandy?
He was able to command 2 pitches for strikes. He's got a fastball that's mid-90s and, a 12-6 slider. It works. And he was able to keep us off balance, and he pitched really, really well. He's a freshman. That speaks volumes of his last 2 starts. Future's really bright for him. He's a really talented kid, and he's going to have a great career at Vanderbilt.
In the back.
This is for Keegan. Robbie Falk with Starkville Daily News and 24/7 Sports. Entered in a similar spot to Cole the other night. They had the lead, and you had to kind of hold things down. Just how did you feel like you handled that situation? What was it like, and a chance to do it on the big stage?
I've been in that situation before last year at Vanderbilt. It's just when coach calls your name, you got to be ready. I've been putting in a lot of work the past couple weeks. Had a real good feel for all 3 of my pitches for the majority of the game today, and I just was confident. That's all it was.
Okay, Matt.
Matt DeMarinis, White Miller Review. Jake, what about Kumar's slider makes it just so difficult to? I mean, it generates a lot of swing and miss off of it, but like you said, it's a bit unconventional.
I only saw it once, and that was, so it's tough for me to tell you about it because the one I saw swung and hit the first. So, but from what I saw from the dugout, it really looked like it just was on the same plane as his fastball. And you got two pitches that move completely different ways at completely different, miles per hour. If it comes out of the hand the same way, it's going to be tough to keep your balance and stay behind the ball and give him credit. He threw it where he wanted to, and he'll do well.
Okay, back again.
For Jake, you guys have been in a similar situation, regionals and super regionals. You had to win, 3 or 4 games in a row in a few days. Just how prepared do you feel like you guys are for a potential stretch like that?
I mean, that was a tough one to swallow, but it is what it is, and we got to go home tonight and turn the page quick. We got a really good team tomorrow that we got to play against, and it's going to be another great college baseball game in Omaha. So got to be ready to go.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes before we let them go recharge? Guys, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow night. Let them clear out. Okay, start here with Kendall again.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Chris, Steven Scott's had a really big year for those guys. As a coach, what do you kind of see from him on film, and what did you see from him today with those 2 homers?
Their whole lineup's had a really good year. So as you look at them, I was looking at it last night, and you got double-digit home runs there late in their lineup with a couple guys. And, I thought we pitched him good at times, and a couple balls, we left some balls over the plate, and for a good hitter, man, he took advantage of it and crushed them. I mean, he didn't miss them, and took advantage of our, the pitches that we threw.
David Murray, Gene Space 24/7. Coach, do you expect to see JT Cannon tomorrow?
Yeah, JT will be starting tomorrow night.
Adam Sparks, the Tennessee, and right back here.
All right.
Chris, we hear a lot about Kumar's slider and how well it's been working lately. Is that just a pretty good pitch for a freshman, or is that an elite pitch?
I think it's an elite pitch because what he does, he throws you one for a strike, and then he throws you, that one that's right on the knees and ends up being, and his slider's a little bit more down than it is side. So it's kind of going under a lot of barrels. And then when you throw 95 on top of it, it just, you're having to commit to something pretty early with him, and what makes it tough. I just thought he had just a lot of poise for a freshman. Really good job today.
Okay.
Chris Robbie Falk with Starkville Daily News and 24/7. Keegan had a couple of tough outings, and he's been kind of up and down this year. What did you see from him differently today, and maybe the last couple of times he's been out, that's kind of settled things down for him and allowed him to come in and eat up some innings and get some outs?
He just commanding the zone. He was just like he told you, he had 3 pitches for strikes, and when he does that, he's always been really good. He just lost the strike zone a little bit at times, and when you have a regional and super regional, you don't have midweek games in a conference tournament, so he's kind of been that guy that we've thrown in the midweeks in terms of we threw against each other, and he's been dominating our hitters the last 2 weeks in between the regional and super regional. We had games where we went Lee Belt, Gordon, and that was pretty much it. So he's been sitting over there. I had a good feeling he'd pitch well today.
Okay, David.
How did you feel Peyton pitched under the circumstances there after his 2 good NCAA tournament showings?
I thought he was great. We kind of hurt him a little bit in the first because we don't catch a ball. He pitches out of it. He pitches out of the inning in the third where he doesn't. We get the first and second. And that's what concerned me in the fifth is, there's an old coaching rule. There's, 3 jams. You're not getting out of the third one. And I go out to get him then. But I thought he was pretty good. He pitched with good stuff. It's just a really good lineup. They can put pressure on you with the home run or the runners. But I was proud of Peyton.
Logan Lowry, Daily Journal. Chris, in the 5th inning there with the bases loaded, Tanner Allen throws to second. Would you have preferred for him to try to go home and get the double play there?
That's a tough one. Yeah, probably in hindsight, but when you're in the moment, Tanner thought he had that double play. He's played great first base for us all year. That ball, we always say that ball can take you either way. I just think it was kind of a squib, so I think that's the piece that got him a little bit.
Okay, Matt.
I know you probably wanted it under different circumstances, and obviously there's a challenge in facing Louisville tomorrow itself, but have you thought about maybe how neat it is that Omaha is going to set you up with Dan and that team?
Yeah, it's we always say if we're going to play each other, we're not scheduling each other, I can tell you that, but if we play each other, we'd want it to be Omaha. We were just hoping we were in different brackets and in the last games. So obviously one of us will go home, but one of us will get to keep playing. But the reality is it's Mississippi State against Louisville, and Dan nor I get to swing a bat or hopefully him not steal a base or anything like that. It'll come down to the kids.
Okay, any more questions? Probably this will be this. Okay, go ahead.
Obviously, I'd rather get to Friday today, but as far as the pitching is concerned, do you feel pretty good about what you got left? As Keegan got you 3 innings today, and got some other guys some work. You feel good about what you have left? I
do. I mean, you take it day by day and assess it. So, I mean, that's all we can do in our world. And JT's, fresh. And then, we didn't use Cole. We didn't use Lee Belt. Colby threw a hitter. Tristan threw 5 pitches. So we have some guys available and some other guys there on the bench. It was nice to see Eric Sarantola get out there and get a hitter there. And so we'd have him available too.
Okay, we're getting up to the last question for Chris, if anybody wants to take it. If not, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.